Today I'm carrying out my 10,000 step walk in a weighted vest. As you can see, I can't believe that. I'm impressed. So while I was out doing my morning walk a few days ago, somebody actually commented on my video and said, why don't you try a weighted vest? You'll really feel the burn. And so that's what I've done. I bought this weighted vest and I've actually been wearing it and trying push-ups with it on. But today is the first day of wearing it on my normal 10,000 step route. And I'm already starting to feel it. I mean, it's not horrendous by any shape, but you can tell that there is an extra 10 kg of weight. You can tell the weight's there pressing down. So we'll know more when I get to the end. I'm currently about 20 minutes in, and it's not too bad. So my normal route takes me up a hill for about a mile, and we pass over the motorway bridge. People are so preoccupied in their lives, aren't they? They are, and they get caught up in it day by day by day, and they never seem to move forward with what they really want in life, what's really important. And I think we should be conscious really about what we are doing in our lives, because if you've got an unhealthy habit and you're eating the wrong stuff all the time and years go by, and you know this happens all the time, don't you? Time goes by with these unhealthy habits, and before you know it, problems can begin to creep in, and that's not what we want. So I've been saying for some time now, start with a single habit and change it. Start with walking. For most people, walking is one of the easiest things you can do. Once you get really good at it, you can start adding more things in. But just enjoy the walking first. Enjoy it. Make it a regular thing, a habit, a consistent thing that you do every single day. Believe me, it's worth it. Now, just from walking alone, I've become healthier, happier, and a lot more enriched in life. I get to see sunrises, I get to hear birds, and dogs come up to me wagging their tails. Kind of feels special, but more importantly, I've lost weight. I lost a stone without even trying to alter any of my diet or anything like that, and that's pretty good. But in the last couple of weeks, I've been focusing on my diet. I've recently started working on that and counting calories and tracking calories, and it's made a massive difference. And I'm eating a good variety of mostly original whole foods, not the processed stuff. It ain't perfect, but it's a far cry from where it used to be. Now, this weighted vest is a good thing because it increases your endurance, and it actually increases the workload on your body, which leads to greater, bigger, stronger muscles. You even burn more calories, and at the same time you're improving your cardiovascular health. So it can only be a good thing, and it's worth giving it a go. And this one's actually a 10 kg, which is way heavier than I imagined it would be. Typical bloke. Oh, I wanted a 20 kg. But I ordered this 10 and I put it on, and I thought, oh my, this is heavy. This is really heavy. So maybe start with a 5. However, if you want to try a 10, go for a 10. It really doesn't matter. The point is, it's worth it. Now, according to AI, and I've had to ask Google here, but if you wear a weighted vest, for every mile that you walk, you actually burn between 10 and 20% more calories. That is significant. If you've got a goal to hit, you can burn more calories in a week, and that'll give you a better result at the end of the week. Now, it's interesting to know about the science. One study looked at this, and they actually only saw a similar sort of set of results. So people were losing a similar amount of weight if they wore a weighted vest and controlled the calories. But it was very similar to those people that only did dieting alone. And that was interesting. And that's because people who actually wore the weighted vest during their initial weight loss only regained half as much weight in the 2 years after the initial weight loss. So actually it helps in the long term to ensure that you're not going to regain as much weight, because a lot of people put the weight back on. So it's another very interesting study. Now, the medical website Healthline actually reported that people who wore a weighted vest for several hours a day, it actually led to fat loss while retaining muscle mass. So that's an interesting one. If you are losing weight, it's worth wearing a weighted vest throughout the day. If you're just doing things around the house, put your weighted vest on and just forget about it. Just in your normal everyday life, it's worth giving it a go. So I'm now at the halfway point, and I'm actually honestly not feeling too bad. The only thing I'm noticing is it feels quite tight around my chest because the straps are on pretty tight. And the only other thing I'm noticing really is my legs feel maybe just a little bit more tired, and I can feel it a bit more in my feet. So we'll see. I say we're halfway round now. I would say you're about 2/3 of the way in now. At least more than halfway, quite a bit. And I'm feeling it more in my legs now. I feel a little more tired. But it's not too bad. It's not as bad as I thought it would be, to be honest, at this stage. So summing it up in my own mind, it's good for your cardiovascular health. It helps you to retain more muscle while losing fat. So far, it's a bit of a tick, it's a bit of a plus. And if you're just doing things around the house or in the garden, you may as well put it on. And it gives an extra boost to your calories that you're trying to lose if you're trying to lose a bit of weight. So far it's looking pretty good and pretty positive. Now I'm just reading something here on my phone that there's potential for bone density preservation. A study in 2025 on older adults showed a trend towards less bone loss in the group that used a weighted vest compared to the diet-only group, though the difference wasn't statistically significant at 12 months. And that's from the National Institute of Health. What you've got to remember is wearing a weighted vest is not a magic bullet. It's not just going to change your life just for wearing one. You've still got to look at other life factors, things such as your diet and trying to reduce stress, etc. One interesting note that I did find was in Men's Health, that one study showed that wearing a weighted vest actually led to an additional 3 pounds of weight loss over a 3-week period. So maybe it's not so bad after all. Can you do me just one favour? In order to reach more people with the messages that I'm sharing and the journey that I'm going on, we need help. And we need help just by simply hitting the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. You can leave a comment, you can press the like button, or you can share the videos. And it'd be very much appreciated if you do. I want to get the message out that health really is wealth, and you can change your life just with a single decision. Now let's get back to the video. If you're looking to shift a few extra pounds of stubborn belly fat, or just want to lose a little bit more weight before a certain event, try and plan maybe a month or two ahead and start wearing a weighted vest. If it helps to get those few extra pounds off, then it's only a good thing. But make sure that you pair it up with the correct lifestyle, good sleep, go to bed at the same time every single day, and make sure you're getting at least 7 hours of sleep. For me, the sweet spot is around 7.5 hours. Most days I feel amazing when I've had 7.5 hours sleep. Cut back on any drinking of alcohol and make sure you eat a good, clean diet. So if you've enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you on the next one. Well, I forgot to add how I feel. So I'm forgetting to tell you how I feel. The microphone was connected to my jacket, but basically I could feel it in my shoulders. My shoulders and my chest felt tired and heavy, but most of the issue was not an issue, but you could really feel it in your legs and in your feet. Thanks very much.